So I've got my wonderful large frozen matcha, and whenever I have any kind of Dunkin' Donuts drink in hand, you just know this is gonna be a good video.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, wait, are we starting now?
No, I
Okay.
have to write down the questions.
But you haven't written down the questions yet. We're gonna be here for another hour.
No, we're not. I already have an idea.
All right,
Okay.
I'm ready. Wait, hold
Let's
on for a
roll.
second. Can you guys be quiet for like 10 minutes? I'm being
10 minutes.
interviewed. I'm being interviewed. Yeah? Yeah. So just like keep the voices to inside. All right? Yeah, for vintage.
For
Yeah.
vintage.
So just like
Why
be
can't you just
quiet.
say with Jackie? Why can't you say
Okay.
my best
My
friend
friend's
Jackie is?
interviewing me for her podcast. So yeah. Okay, let's start.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever episode of my Zero Filter podcast, which I originally was never going to start, but Leah here, who is my first guest, pushed me to do it. And here I am, starting it right now.
Wow.
So here is Leah.
Hi guys.
Um, she's actually one of my closest friends, believe it or not. And so it's very weird to sit here with her and to have a formal and professional conversation with her, but hopefully we'll get through it without fighting and without. I'm gonna try my best not to swear at all throughout this entire thing, but if it happens, it happens. So Leia, would you like to introduce yourself? um
Sure.
let's do your name, where you go to school, what you're studying, and what you like to do.
Wow, thank you so much. So my name is Leah Magno. I go to Suffolk University. I'm a global business and finance major. And what do I like to do? Well, I like to do a lot of things, mostly revolving around YouTube or anything social media.
Wow,
And I also like to go hiking. Yeah, that's something I recently got into, which is I'm actually hiking up Mount Greylock tomorrow for New Year's Eve. So
that's very cool. Who are you going with?
I'm going with my sister and her boyfriend, who are both very, very smart and not getting lost in mountains. Yeah.
Wow, that's very cool. I hope you guys come
Yeah.
out safe and nothing
Thank
happens
you.
to
Thank you. Appreciate that.
you. So what?
So weird. Nothing.
We're off to a good start.
Yeah, great start.
We're doing
Okay.
well. Okay. Um, so you say you like to go hiking and you like to
Yes,
create content, right?
correct.
But you also said that you're a global what?
Business, global
Global
business.
business and finance
Mhm.
major.
Correct.
I don't exactly see the correlation between the two. So can we get a little deeper into why you're studying that?
Sure, I would love to get into that. So honestly, sorry.
No, no, take some time thinking about it. I like I said, like I
No,
told
because
you before this that I would ask the difficult questions. So
no, it's
I
not
guess
that.
this
It's
is
just
perfect journalism on my part.
it's not that. But I appreciate your consideration. It's just my parents are being quite loud. I'm trying to debate whether or not I should move into like my room, possibly.
Okay, go ahead and move.
Okay.
I'm not
Can you
stopping the
not?
recording.
No.
Like, we're still on. Just move.
But the lighting in my room is not that.
I don't
No,
think that
I'm just like
matters.
no, anything matters. Okay. Wait, yeah, it does. Lighting?
I'll edit you and
No,
make you
you
look
won't.
brighter.
No. Okay, we're gonna try it. Then if it doesn't work out, then we're gonna go back here.
Okay. Just know that I'm not editing this out.
You better.
It's like a very awkward 15 seconds right here.
Shut up. Okay, anonymous. Oh God. Hello? Oh gosh.
Damn,
Oh!
you got a whole lighting setup in your
Oh,
room and
I
everything.
hate that light. I hate that
Damn.
light.
You do photo shoots in there or something?
I do. Okay.
All right, so while Leia's getting ready, I'm just gonna post here some random photos on her second Instagram page, which is very aesthetically pleasing. And yeah,
Is it is it fine? This is like I'm like laying on my bed right now, just doing this.
of course, it's
Okay.
not very professional, but it'll do. It'll do.
Is this podcast supposed to be professional?
I don't think so. Pretty casual.
Okay, well,
But
is this
you're
fine?
literally laying on your bed. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Is that my signal okay? Because sometimes my signal
Your
sucks
signal is
here.
perfectly fine.
Okay.
Believe it
All
or not,
right.
your signal is usually ass, but this works.
Okay.
If you cut out, I'll let you know.
Okay. Thanks. Okay,
Okay,
we
so
can
what the hell
continue.
were we talking about?
Oh,
Yeah,
my
so
before
why are you
elation.
studying? Why are you studying that? Makes no sense
Well,
to me.
you know, I study global business because I studied in China for like 5 weeks. I lived there after my
So you took a
junior
vacation in
year.
China and decided I want to study business.
It was an education. It was a study abroad program. And then I don't know, I just got interested with like, foreign economies and um, just different cultures and such. And I realized that, out of all the courses I was taking in high school, business was the only one I actually liked because of either history, chemistry, which I hated, math or statistics, which I also didn't like that much. Economics, sure, but global business is more broad. So I
Mm-hmm.
figured that it would be kind of like, because I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do yet. And
Right.
then at Suffolk University, if you're a global business major, you're required to double major. And then I was like, what am I going to do? And so then one of the professors there was like, well, finance people make a lot of money. And I was like, I like to make a lot of money. So then I chose that as my second major. And that's how I'm here now. However, with creating content and whatever, hiking, whatever, it's that's really just like, well, making videos was an original passion of mine where when I was younger, I had like an iPod home. You remember those, right? And then
No, it's
um
before my time.
we're literally the same age.
Oh, an iPod home, or is it just an iHome? What?
No, it's no. Maybe no, no,
Wait,
no.
let me look this
It's an
up.
no, it's an iPod
It's an
from
iPod
Apple,
home.
but it's not a nano. No, it's yeah, iPod home is like what you put it on to like, play music on. Um
Was it portable?
and no, HomePod, it's not the HomePod. Yeah, it was portable, and then you put it on this thing called Home, which is why it's called the iPod home, and they put it there. Anyways, it was an old iPod, very old iPod,
Okay.
okay? And the quality was super bad, but I was the only thing I like had as a camera, and so then I take like videos of like, I don't know, me pretending to be like like a, oh god, it was really cringy. But I made like a remake of Mean Girls, where it's just me playing all the roles. And then I
Do you have any footage of that
I
that we can use?
don't know. It was all wiped out because we switched computers. But my cousin Elena, who is also pretty knowledgeable when it comes to editing. Her and I made some videos as well. We were like remade like Taylor Swift's Bad Blood music video, which I actually have some footage of.
We need to use that. Okay. Yep.
Okay, um and then we created like different movies and stuff like that. And then she used iMovie to edit everything. And I didn't know, like I knew, can I swear?
You can swear, Leia. Go
Okay,
ahead.
okay. I knew like jack shit about like editing, right? And so then I saw her do. I'm like, oh my god, wait, I want to try to do it. So then I went back home. I went on my Mac, like really old Mac, and then I, you know, shot with the iPod and created a bunch of videos that are all gone. But it was a great time. It was a great time. So then I was like, man, when I was like 14, I was like, I want to start my own YouTube channel, right? Which I should have, because the younger the better. And now like I'm 20, and I
Yeah,
feel like
you would have had 6 years of experience by now.
I know, right? But then I didn't know how to upload a video. I also didn't know how to like really edit that well. And so then my parents bought me like a Canon camcorder from like 2011. No, can't be that old, because I was 14 when I started getting into it. No, I was 10. I was 10 when I made videos, and then I was 14 when I wanted to make my own
Wait. So when you were
YouTube
10,
channel.
you got that same camera that you had been using all the way up to this
No,
point?
when I was 11,
You were
10 was
11?
when I started getting
Same
into it.
shit.
Then
Okay.
whatever. And then I told my parents that, man, I love editing. And they're like, oh, we'll get you a new camera. So they got me a new camera. At first, I was like, oh, thanks, because I don't know how to use a camera back then. But then when I was 14, I finally started to use it again. And then I was like, I'm make a YouTube channel, blah, blah, blah. But then that never happened because, like, high school sucked, at least for me. And then I just didn't do it. But then it wasn't until college last year, sophomore year, when I actually put that camera to use. And then I made my first YouTube video with our wonderful dear friend Anna, who
Who's that?
Your girlfriend actually.
Oh, her. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know a lot of Annas. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, right. Not surprised. And so then it's like blossoming from there. Now recently I've started to become really serious about YouTube, and because I have so much time, sort of. But yeah, so it's been an underlying passion. Therefore, there's no really real relation between that and my major, but it's just like a hobby. Yeah.
You've really, really rambled on and on.
I'm trying to give you as much information as I can. I don't know what you want from me.
Oh, no, it's
You want
fine,
to do
it's
that
fine.
again?
No, don't do it again. Don't do it again. There was just no
Please don't do
point
it
for
again.
me. I was trying to find like a point for me to like step in and kind of steer the conversation in like the same path. But then you
Okay.
went like, it's okay.
All right. Okay. Oh my God.
So
Okay, fine.
long story short, you hate what you're studying.
I don't hate what I'm studying. Oh, wait, hold on. I can't say I hate it because if there's companies that look this up and like I need an internship for
Okay,
next summer, so
you love what you're studying and you hope to find a job that relates to it.
Sure. Not the finance part really. Because well, what I want to do eventually is work for something that is more on a global scale than just sitting down in an office and like doing, a bunch of equations or just typing a bunch of things into Excel. Like that doesn't sound fun to me. Like I want to do something that requires me to travel around and actually do something that I like instead of just putting numbers into a computer. Not that it's a bad thing. It's
Right.
just not the
So
life
you'd
I
want to do
want.
something more interactive that allows you to travel
Yeah, exactly.
and interact with people,
Yeah, like work with
stuff like that.
people and not just like work by myself in a cubicle,
I feel like you could pick up a few languages along the way too.
Actually, I do. I know a fair good amount of Mandarin when I studied Mandarin for 4 years,
Do you
and then
have
I
any
practiced when I was
do you have any phrases for me? Do you have any pickup lines for me in Mandarin?
pickup lines. I don't have any slangs really. Well, I know a few, but you can just say 我很喜欢你 means I like you, which, very basic. You can start off with that and then you can go anywhere.
I like how you chose that particular phrase for me.
Yeah, because you're
Thank you.
always talking to like, different Annas. Therefore,
No. I think I think you chose that for me was because you're trying to indicate something to me, which I appreciate. It means a lot.
no, no, but whatever helps you sleep at night, I can let you think that's what I meant. But
Okay, whatever,
you literally
whatever.
asked me for pickup lines. Therefore, I thought you were trying to be romantic with someone. Therefore, I was helping you. But okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're starting to argue.
Back to what you're studying. I feel like I only asked that question because I feel like a lot of college students are kind of lost when it comes to, whether or not what they're studying is what they actually want to pursue in life in general. And I think this problem goes all the way back to high school, where I think the staff there should do a better job of offering courses that are actually relevant and
I
actually give
agree.
you a better sense of what to study in college.
I agree.
Because all of us are paying lots and lots of money to study subjects and just courses that we may or may not even find useful beyond graduation. So I think that was just something to bring light to.
Yeah, no, totally. I definitely agree. I feel like in high school I was very lost with what I wanted to do, and then the like subjects I wasn't doing well in. I wasn't the best high school student. I'm gonna admit that. Like I
I wasn't
wasn't.
either.
I wasn't in the honors society, which I'm pretty sure you were.
I
You
wasn't.
weren't? Really? Yeah,
Yeah, I was very upset about that. That's something I don't even want to talk about because I felt like I got snubbed out of it. But
Okay, well, I'll talk about my experience in the sense where, like, I was always so insecure about it that my friends were like, Leah, like, are you coming to the honors meeting? I'd be like, oh yeah, no, I'm actually busy after school today. I can't make it. But in reality,
You
I just
lied to them. You
because they all,
so everyone assumed that you were in the honor society and you
yeah,
never were, but you still pretended to be a part of the honor society and made up
right,
like BS excuses to not go to the meetings when you were actually
right.
never supposed to be part of the meetings.
Exactly. Well, they found out during graduation, and honestly, at that point, I didn't even care anymore because I'm like, it's one day, I'm just gonna leave and then never see these people again. But yeah, that's pretty much that's pretty much it. And so yeah, I wasn't the best high school student, and then like the subjects I was doing poor in were stuff I wasn't even like I didn't even care to think about, like
What were some
chemistry.
things that you took?
Well, chemistry, AP Bio. I took, I think, AP Economics, AP Stats, which stats and econ were like my two strongest subjects. Those ones I liked the most. But the
It's a
other
lot of
ones,
numbers.
saw numbers, but numbers are easy. You know, there's always an answer for everything. But you know, it's kind of with like even like I took AP literature and then language and composition or something. I don't know, but those like although the writing could be, I guess, interpreted in a sense where it's kind of difficult to make your own interpretation of things that is right according to the teacher, you know, because you see like those TikToks where they make, and it's like, you know, each teacher, like your history professor, no, teacher or whatever, is like grading
Hmm.
your work, and then you get like all these notes from your like English teacher saying, "Wow, great work! It sounds great," and then you end up getting like a B minus or something like that, even though they said it was really good. Yeah, stuff like that. That's literally what happened to me. And so, except for my senior year, senior year I
Hey,
had the
maybe
best
maybe your
teacher.
maybe your writing just wasn't that good.
You know, that could be it. But also, it was weird because my senior year of high school, I had the best
Hmm.
teacher ever for AP Lang. His name is Mr. Ciavola. I hope one day, like, I just wish all good things on that man because he was like probably like the best, one of the best teachers of my high school career. And I did really well in his class. So, you know,
Oh
the
well, we're
English
talking
class I did,
A minus.
we're talking
Wow.
A, yeah. And then for junior year, the English class I didn't do well in was like a B or something. But yeah, I have gotten C's before. C's have commonly, you know, popped up in my transcript, which I honestly don't care about saying anymore
C's
because
were
it's high
more of
school.
a commonality for me. Like,
Really? For you?
eh, like one or two every term. But you know, it's fine.
It's fine.
My situation was a little different. I took a huge sacrifice for extracurriculars, and my priorities were in a different place back then, and I don't regret it.
Mm,
But I just know that if I had tried harder academically, I could have ended up in a much better
you.
academic situation. Yeah.
Oh. But are you
BU,
happy
even
with where?
Harvard, like my school, I just found out like a couple months ago that my school is required to send at least 26 kids to Harvard every year.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So,
No one. The only guy who in my school got into Harvard was like on a football scholarship or something, but then that's it. Yeah.
yeah.
You know, actually, never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, because I'm gonna call out like all those people in my high school, and I can't do
Okay,
that.
go right ahead. Of course you can do that. No one's gonna, they're not gonna be here.
No, actually, it's not really calling them out. It's just like when I graduated, no one in like my school really got into Ivy Leagues. Like no one in my grade, no one in my grade. Like it was either like state schools or
Okay, so
like
you're saying the person that got into Harvard wasn't that smart.
no, he was smart, but he wasn't in my grade. I'm sure I didn't know him very well at all. But I just knew he got into Harvard. I was like, what? And then yeah, so
Well, I guess to just wrap all of this up, high school doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things,
mm,
or
it
even
really does
college.
not.
Um, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think I have any regrets, and I think I'm in a great place where I am right now. So
Yeah, look at where you are now talking to me, your
exactly,
greatest friend.
never in my entire life could I even fathom the idea of talking to someone like you. So
Wow.
I appreciate you, and I'm just so grateful to even be able to have this conversation with you right now. So thank you.
The feeling is mutual, Jackie.
Oh, I'm sure it has to be mutual.
Yeah, you're right. It has to be. So,
Okay, so onward with this conversation. Um, so on your free time, I guess this is like the main topic of this video here. But you've been pretty big on TikTok and you've worked very hard on creating content over there and you have found success in it. So for people like me who hate TikTok and don't understand it, can you briefly just go over what it is and why it's relevant and maybe even important?
okay, well, TikTok's like Vine, it's like you don't understand why those videos ever go viral, but you just like go with it, and it's like the new hub for memes and stuff like that. And honestly, I don't really understand TikTok myself, to be quite honest, either. I just, I post videos and it could either flop, like really flop, or do really well, and or like there's really no in between. I guess an in between be like 1,000 views, but that depending on like your follower to view ratio, it it's not like, even if you have a lot of followers, it's not going to guarantee you a lot of views unless you're very viral, like I know, like Charlie D'Amelio or whatever, right?
Yep.
um and so what was your question?
My question, let me go back and try to remember. Oh my fucking, all right. For people like me who don't understand TikTok, but now we have found out that you don't get it either. Um, do you find that it's important for people, especially now during this pandemic when none of us are going outside and we're mostly on our phones and computers? At least from what I have seen, even though I don't use it myself,
Wait, do I
a lot
find it
of
important? What?
let me just get deeper into the question. For
I,
especially like I feel like as someone that doesn't even use TikTok, that a lot of people who do use it have found it as a great way to spend their time at home
mm,
since they
right,
haven't been able to go outside. And I feel like
right,
just
right.
watching funny and relatable content has been very stress relieving and healing for a lot of
Mhm.
people during this time. So can you speak to
Yes.
that at all?
Yeah, I mean, of course it is. I mean, it takes your mind off of the bad things that are happening in the world right now, and then makes you laugh. And anyone who, like, is just looking for a good laugh can easily find that on TikTok. But I also think it can be quite poor for one's mental health, in the sense where there's a lot of haters on that app. Like any app, really, like YouTube, everywhere there is. But TikTok especially, because it's global. It's not domestic, and you know there'll always be people trying to find a way to turn something into, like, they'll feed off a misunderstanding rather than trying to figure it out itself, and try to clear it up. They'd rather think the worst of someone when they say something or do something, and they never like try to find out what the reason was for their actions. And I see that a lot on the app, and it's kind of the reason why I'm always like really like cautious on what I upload, and when I upload, how I interact on that app, because everything bites people in the back eventually. Like I saw, I don't know if you know this account, but he works at Cold Stone, like that account, the guy who makes like ice cream cakes and stuff.
No idea.
Okay, well, I forgot what his user was, but basically he works at Cold Stone. He went viral because he makes really satisfying videos of just making ice cream cakes, right? But then recently he's getting canceled because they found out he supported conversion therapy, which I was like, what? Like, that's horrible, right? But then, the
Wait,
more I read into the what
I don't know what that is.
conversion therapy? Conversion therapy is when there's someone, let's say like a gay person, right? And
Hmm.
so the way to like fix them is like kind of like shock their brain and convert them into being a straight male once again.
That's a
And
thing?
that, yeah, that's a thing. It's still a practice in like a few
Wow.
hospitals, I think, but it's horrible, right? And
Wait, so does
so
it work? Does it work?
I don't know. I haven't really read the
That's
specifics of
what
it,
I've
but
never
it's
heard of that
really
before. That
messed
sounds
up.
so fucked up. Wow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's really horrible. And so so they found out that that TikToker supposedly supported that. And so I read more into it. By reading more into it, I mean like into like the comments, and then people were like saying, "Oh, I found his comment on that video, but he didn't say that he supported it. He said that, something like along the lines that it's a huge topic, or, basically something that wasn't related to him saying that he supported it. And I don't quote me on that. I could be completely wrong, but that's just what I read from other comments. And, again, I don't want to like put anything in the fine print because I don't know it myself, but it just things like that where you could really like on one moment you could be really popular, then the next moment you'll just be canceled. And that's what I hate about our society or our generation.
Cancel culture.
Cancel
I say this
culture.
to my friends all the time. It's so real. It is
Yeah,
so
I
real.
hate it. I hate it. Because rather than people trying to find the truth in things, I'd rather think that, everyone's a bad person and they don't give other people a chance. And then they say, well, why would we give them a chance if, they have everything they want, they're rich, they're pretty, and, stuff like that. Like, I get it. Like, I understand from their point of view as to why they would be more reluctant or hesitant to give people who have more resources to do the better thing. But I also think that you shouldn't automatically assume that they're they're just the bad person in certain situations. And again, like this varies for every single situation that happens there. Like like Olivia Jade, I don't like that girl only because I feel like she knew what she was doing and I knew what she was getting herself into. And that whole like college scandal, I just really got me upset. But there's also been like some like moments where people would cancel an influencer, let's say, and then like the next day they'd find out that what they were canceling them for what actually wasn't true, and then all of a sudden they'll support them again, which I find really funny. Like this happens so many times, like James Charles, like
That was literally the first person that came to my mind when you were
yeah,
talking about
it's
that.
like he lost, he was like, I think the person loses the most amount of followers in one day, and then now look at him now, he's like raking up the followers again, which is insane.
Yeah.
And I feel like cancel culture, it's very short term, but also it's long term in the sense where it will always stay with you and like kind of taint your image. And the more I become more present on social media, the more I fear that. Not that there's anything really that I do that I think will cause a lot of controversy on like TikTok, let's say, but people always try to find a way, and that's just not, that's not a very comfy feeling.
Well, I also think it's very important as well to stay true to yourself and not always try to cater to everyone, because a lot of people, because they try so hard to appeal to everyone, they often lose sight of who they really are. And I've seen some celebrities kind of change over time because of that. So, Leah, when you become big time, please don't ever change, because I probably won't be friends with you again.
Okay, I won't, but I doubt that's gonna happen. Then that's not gonna happen for a very, very long time. So,
Hey,
uh,
people blow up just like that. So,
that's true.
very, very, very possible.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, so
Well, I.
speaking of all this hate, let's just loop back to your first video that blew up. So I went back to look at it. Right now, we're sitting at around 72,000 likes. Right now, as of right now, your account now has over 220,000 likes. So can you walk me through some of the emotions that came with that first video that blew up, and whether or not you expected it to become as big as it was? What were you feeling?
Okay. Well, so I made that video entirely out of fun, and also I wanted to try to find a way if there's somehow I can do a part in helping small businesses, remain afloat. And then I saw like on TikTok people expose, these smaller businesses, and try to help them out. And then, it shows up on my For You page. I'm like, oh, I've never heard of that place before. Like, let me go and support them, and all that jazz. And so then I like, I'll just try it out myself. And so I went to this really cute shop in Somerville, took a bunch of different videos, and then I put them all into one video associated with a trendy audio at the time. And then I just put it out. And in like, I don't know, 4 hours, I had like 12 views. And I'm like, okay, whatever, that's fine. I only have like 46 followers anyway. And then I woke up the next morning and then I had like 2,000 views. I'm like, what the hell? And then I looked at the comments, and it was just like a bunch of people saying, oh, thank you for showing me this and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, this feels so good. Yeah, of course. And then it like originally went to 10K. And I remember taking like a screenshot of that and be like, oh my God, right? I was like, wow, this video really blew up. And I've been on TikTok for like I think I was on that app for like 4 months before that video blew up. But then I was like, how come my other videos aren't blowing up? Blah, blah, blah. You know, like
Hmm.
why this one?
Yeah,
But I didn't question it much. And then so eventually when more views came in, then like it hit like 100,000. I was like, holy shit. I was like, crap. And then I
that's
started
crazy.
getting more followers. And then I was like, oh my, like I went from 46 to like 238. And then I'm like, what the hell? Right. And so I was just, I don't know, I was so shocked and I was really happy. And I, because not too long after I went back to that store and then they thanked me for making that video on them and said it really helped their business. And so, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do something with this. And that's kind of what my TikTok account right now is mainly dedicated towards. But yeah, yeah. So a lot of
That's very, very
happiness.
cool.
Yeah,
It has 362,000 views right now.
really. Yeah, it's crazy.
What were
Crazy.
you doing before that video again?
I did the shameful thing where I uploaded dance TikTok and like how to make like a matcha latte, like stupid shit like that. It was quarantine, and so like I didn't know what else to do, and so that was like the height of like
Did you find any success doing that?
no, none,
None at
none
all.
whatsoever, none at all.
Oh my God.
And so it was really just like an account for fun. And then after that video blew up, then I decided to have a theme with my account. So yeah,
Very nice. I'm just looking at it right now and it's just very aesthetically pleasing and just fun.
thank
You
you,
could I think anyone who looks at the account can appreciate the effort, so it doesn't go unnoticed.
thank you, I appreciate that.
Of course. So obviously it did blow up. You did find a lot of success doing it. But what were some of the I remember you talking to me about some of the hate comments on there. Let's get into that a little bit.
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, there's a lot of trolls out there, which is so annoying, but it's like bound to happen on any social media platform. And there's a lot of people mad at me because they were basically gatekeepers and they didn't want to expose this place to people who lived outside of, I guess, Somerville or Massachusetts even, which with Massachusetts, yeah, I understand because, quarantine at the time was very serious and, um, you know, having people come from different states was, kind of risky in the sense where, what's the word? It was a really odd time and it was really recommended for people not to travel out of state. And so that I understand why people could be upset about that. But the gatekeeping for people who did live in Massachusetts was something I didn't understand because, you know, in a way, I know that they're just trying to quarantine their own hometown. They don't want to potentially bring the virus in. If, let's say, like, someone from Marlborough, Massachusetts went into Boston and they had it and then they spread it like to other people. Yeah, I definitely get that. But the reason why like I made those videos was so people who like lived around that area could shop small and they could, just support whatever was around them. And I always think that as long as people are following safety guidelines and are doing the right thing, then I don't see a problem in them like just going to the city and checking out that store because that's what a lot of people ended up doing. And so, like for me, for example, right?
Hmm.
But again, just do it safely. But if you're like gonna go in there and not wear a mask or not stay 6 feet apart, then like that's stupid. Like I don't support that. But I do support people trying to help other smaller businesses keep afloat, and that's what I was really going for. So the hate comments are just generally around gatekeeping, and then I was like, oh, should I respond back? And I remember like telling my mom like I really wanted to like like tell people that please don't be mad at me. And so mom was like, oh no, just like don't respond. But I'm like, how can I not respond when there's so many people who feel that way? And suddenly I respond, be like, oh, I understand. Thank you for your input. And yeah, I just said something like that. So there was no way they could possibly be still mad at me. Like I'm apologizing, but I'm not like fighting with them.
Yeah.
And
I,
that, yeah, go ahead.
I just remember when it was picking up traction and you were stressing the hell out of those comments like you were like ready to just delete TikTok. I feel like at one point because it was
Yeah.
so overwhelming. And I feel
Yeah.
like everyone kind of goes through that. I don't know, just through those emotions when they're not used to getting that kind of attention. And hate is
Yeah.
just bound to happen regardless when something
Right,
picks up
because
as much attention as it did.
no, that's very true. And like, I the intention for that video wasn't to cause hate, of course. Like nothing is unless, I mean, nothing I do is intentional for, any
Oh yeah, you
negative
definitely post
emotion.
that video like, let me just ruin this small business, like
Yeah,
lose its whole like integrity by posting this video and getting global exposure.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, let me just like take down this video so no one else sees it. So this business can only be open to people who know about it, which not a lot of people knew about it because when I was there, it was dead empty and it was like a Saturday too. And there's a lot of people out, so you expect places to be quite busy, but there was no one there, like literally no one. And then after the day, 2 days after no, a few days after I released that video, I went in and they reached like their max capacity. It's a small store too, so they reached like their capacity of people. There was like a line, and then I remember when I was inside, I heard like the owner saying, "Wow, this never happened before," and like I wanted to say, "Hey, I'm supposed to take that," but I didn't say anything to the owner at the time because I didn't want him to think I wanted something. I wanted it all to be very genuine. And then,
When you saw
and then
those
they,
lines, you were probably like, "Yep, I'm that bitch." Like I really did that.
my dad was really proud of me because he came with me that day. Um, and then on my way home, the owner DM'd me on Instagram because he found me through my TikTok. He was like, "Hey, I just want to say thank you." And I was like, "Oh my God, you're welcome." So, no, that felt really good. You see, that like trumps over any of the hate comments because my intention was to help, and that's what happened. And so I was very happy.
See, you just have to understand your truth and just know internally that what you did was good. And not only are your parents proud of you, but I'm proud of you. And I think that's the most important thing to know.
Thanks, Jackie. Appreciate that. Thanks,
I think you did a
broski.
you
Thanks,
did a
pal.
very good. Oh, thanks. Just palled me. Cool. Um. Okay. So we're gonna go into a break in a little bit, but before we do, I just want to ask, how has it been difficult to continue that momentum after that first video?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I had so much pressure to make another viral video. And then when I did another video, only got like 200 views. And I was like, fuck, right? And, I was like, I don't want people to think like I'm irrelevant and stuff like that. But, the more you do it, the more you just like don't care. I mean, you care about the content you produce, but you don't really care about its success as long as, you have it on like your portfolio, let's say, and
Yep.
so, and then like another hard thing too is that when you reach out to stores, sometimes they leave you on red or they don't respond. But it's like, I'm doing this for free. Like I want to help support and promote your business, and but it's whatever. I can't control that. And so every store in my account have been stores that gave me a chance, which I'm very, very thankful for, um, because most of them were the ones that went viral, and that helped me gain a lot of exposure just to the community. So, and yeah, the community and to other things as well. But yeah,
I'm a firm believer in just posting what you want to post without thinking about what everyone thinks and just being able to live with the results no matter how good or bad that
right.
post does. And I think this is especially relevant to just social media in general. I feel like, especially on Instagram, I've seen so many people post, and if it doesn't get a certain amount of likes in like an hour or 2 hours, it's just gone
Yeah.
just because of the numbers and whether or not they performed. So I've looked at your TikTok, and it seems like there is kind of an up and down
Oh,
trend.
yeah,
But
definitely. Definitely.
I think I just respect the fact that you have chosen to keep them all up there just for people to see whether it did well or not. So
Yeah, because I'm honestly like I don't have that much pressure on myself anymore. It's kind of like, yeah, I'm just posting whatever I want to post and then, just like let it be. But, for the time being, time right now, it's just for fun. At the end of the day, it's all just for fun.
but you do have your own schedule, right? Like,
Yeah,
do
yeah, I
you
do.
post once every like couple days?
Well, I try to post like no longer than a week, like
Okay.
apart from each video. Yeah,
Consistency is key.
that's very true. That's very true.
Just gotta keep up the work and eventually the results will show for it. And
Mm-hmm.
I think you're starting to get a taste of that too.
Sure.
Just gotta be patient. There have been several points where you have reached out to me and you're like, Jackie, like, why am I doing this? But I think it's good to stay motivated and just realize that if you enjoy what you're doing, just keep at it and you'll get there
That's true.
eventually.
If I remember correctly, I don't know if this was Kobe Bryant who said it, but it's like just do something along the lines like do what you're passionate about, the money will follow.
Do what?
Do do something you're passionate about, and then
And the
money will
money will follow.
follow. Yeah,
That's very true. I would not be surprised if it was Kobe that said it too.
yeah, pretty sure it was, but I may be incorrect. But yeah,
It's very
so that's the motto I've
inspirational.
been living with. Pretty
Wow.
inspirational, correct? Yeah.
Well, thank you for the quote. We are going to take a little break and we'll be right back with some more questions. Some hard hitting questions for Leah.
Oh boy. Okay.
We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
All right, so we are back with the wonderful Leah. I noticed that your hair is a little shorter than usual. Can you talk to me a little bit about that? Because you look very, very different from before.
Of course. So my whole life I've had long hair, and I just wanted a really good change. I wanted something that is completely different to go, into the new year. And I was just on Pinterest and I saw, people rocking these bobs, and I was like, what if, because I was going to get a haircut originally when just like
Right.
get a trim. So it was like right here, like near my boobs. And so I was like, it's really long and the ends are kind of dry. So and I have really thick hair as well. So it was really weighing me down. It just wasn't really comfortable anymore. So then my sister was like, why not, just cut off a bunch of, all your hair, not all of your hair, obviously, but just, cut off, I don't know, 8 inches maybe. And, that could look super cute. And I'm like, nah. Like I've had long hair my whole life. That's too risky. But then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Why not? Like I figured that we're in, during, a pandemic, that if I didn't like my haircut, I could just hide inside my house and like not see anyone because I barely do anyway. So,
Very true.
it's kind of like a win-win situation. So I was like, yeah, fuck it, just cut my hair. And so it wasn't supposed to be this short. It was supposed to be like right here. But
It worked
the
out.
hair cutter, it worked out. Yeah, the hair cutter just kept cutting and I was like, ugh. But I'm really glad it's so much lighter. Like I know why people, like guys specifically, like love, like this is long. I think this is like pretty long hair for a guy, but I know why they love short hair, because literally you don't have to do anything. Like you just like go to sleep, take a shower, wake up. It's just like this, and it's so easy and it's like free, and it's so fun. It's so fun, and so I really like it.
It's so much easier to manage.
It really is.
How
And
long do you think it'll grow back out to where it was?
probably like, I don't know, like a year from now. But I think I want to maintain short hair for, like, I don't know if I'll ever go back to long hair, to be honest. Like this is so fun and it feels so good.
You liked your long hair.
I
See,
know you did, but
I did not want you to cut your hair.
I know
You
you
know this.
didn't.
Like,
You were really, really adamant about me not cutting my hair, but I was just kind of like, I just want to do this for myself. And I figured this is the best time to do it, experiment. Like I'm in my 20s, we're in our 20s. It's the best time to experiment with anything. So I was like, I'm just gonna do it, and I don't regret it one bit.
well, you cut it. There's nothing I can say about it, but
I also just
it's
want to
growing
say
on
real,
me. Go
thank
ahead.
you. I appreciate that. One of our mutual friend of ours thought there was something wrong with me because I cut my hair.
Yeah.
He like sent a screenshot to his friend, and his friend
Yeah,
was like,
I'll put a screenshot up. But basically,
and
our
then,
friend Trong, he thought that Leia was going through like a situation or like some kind of heartbreak or whatever. I mean, that's at least from what I've seen too. I feel like that's what most girls do when they're going through some type of shit. Like they'll just chop it all off and
yeah,
start as a completely fresh and new person. So can't blame
yeah,
him.
well, yeah, no, I don't blame him either. That I think that's, originates from like Britney Spears's breakdown in the 2000s.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love my hair. It's like so, like, you see how bouncy it is? Like it's so fun. Okay, I said that many times, but yeah, that's my hair.
Well, it looks great, and it's growing on me. So you look very nice.
Thank you.
That's the last
Next
time you'll ever
topic.
hear me say that. Next topic. All right, guys. So that's the little segment about Leia's hair. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Did you know that Geico's whole 15 minutes thing, that came from me?
Okay, we are back with the wonderful and beautiful Leia Magno.
You're so weird.
Okay, so we have we have gotten into your whole social media thing, how hard that you've worked, and also your kind of your background and what you're studying right now. So, what exactly would you want for a career? What's your
Um,
dream? What's your dream job?
oh, well, the dream right now is to live in New York City, which is so cliche, but that's because it's where the NBA headquarters are, and they have this group called the Global Innovation Group that basically focuses on, longevity globally for the NBA, and that's kind of where my global business major comes in.
Hmm.
And that's just something I would definitely love to be a part of. I mean, I looked up some professionals who work in that group specifically on LinkedIn. I try to reach out to them, ask them for like a Zoom meeting for like questions and stuff, but they never responded. But that's fine.
You've
But
actually reached out to those people?
I've actually, yes, I have. I know it's like
Wow, that's bold.
shooting. Yeah, I know that is pretty bold,
That's like
right?
shooting your shot. Like,
And yeah, I'm really shooting
wow.
my shot before a job. Yeah. But that's the overall goal for now. And yeah, it's just, I think the NBA is definitely a place I'd like to work at. Um, and it's something that I'm really interested in. So
Wow. That is amazing. And was this something that you've always wanted to do going back to when you were a kid or
no, no, definitely not. Because I started getting to basketball, like, like, I don't
like
know how long
yesterday?
ago it was. Like yesterday, yeah, sure, like yesterday. And I figured like how cool would it be to work there? Like even like their content department is something that I'd really be interested in. Because I just love the editing for like every single NBA promotion that's out there. And I think it's
Hmm.
just really cool, and it would definitely be something I would have so much fun doing.
Did you
Um,
watch did you watch the NBA this year's NBA season opener like a presentation?
no, I have not. Believe it or not, I have not. I know.
Let's watch that real quick actually.
Okay, okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna pull it up. Take a guess for who was which musical artist was a part of it.
The Weekend.
No, good guess. I don't
Travis
believe-
Scott.
Nope. Female.
Am I close?
Female.
Female. Oh, Cardi B. No.
Definitely not Cardi B.
Is she more of a rapper? Or is she more vocal?
More vocal. More vocal.
Alicia Keys.
No, okay. This artist had a very good year.
Gosh. Ariana Grande. No.
Bro, what?
Okay, give me more hints.
Definitely not Ariana Grande. She did not have a breakout year.
Yeah, I know she didn't.
This
SZA?
was an artist that wasn't. She's always been big time, but she had a very.
Lizzo.
Actually, that's a good guess. Dua Lipa.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah.
I was
So-
listening to her yeah, I love Dua Lipa.
How did you never guess Dua Lipa? Does that make
I don't
sense
know.
though? Like the way I described her, like she had a
Yeah,
good
that
year.
makes sense. She had a really, really good year. She's like at her prime right now.
I agree. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Can you see it?
I can.
Can you hear it?
Tis the season,
Yeah.
a season of belief. NBA opening night gives everyone hope. Every fan,
Love Toronto. Purple and gold.
every city,
Opening night is always something special.
every team, every player.
There's always a new energy at the beginning of the season.
This year it's a different type of year.
You gotta have hope, gotta have faith.
You see that look? This game keep us looking up. That's what a ball is. That's what a banner's at.
Banner number 17 will soon hang in the rafters.
Sure, there's a time to hit the floor. But sometimes you gotta tell gravity, hey, hold on. I got something to do. Let's levitate. Hey, Dua Lipa.
Let's go!
I'm one of the greatest, ain't no debating on it. Y'all know what time it is.
From the logo, it's Dame time.
Jamal Murray,
Jamal Murray. Oh my goodness.
Luka Magic, boy.
Doncic wins the game at the buzzer.
See what you got me out here doing? My Might have threw me off, but can't nobody stop the movement. Let's go. Left foot, right foot, levitating. Pop stars, do a leap with the baby. I had to lace my shoes for all the blessings I was chasing. If I ever slip, I fall into a better situation.
New city, new team, same me.
It's a different show, and it's a new beginning.
A lot of excitement to get back out there.
Weight of the world on my shoulders, I kept my head up. Now, baby, stand up.
Let it fly.
It's time to come home. The city game comes back to the cities that love it.
Let's go home.
Miami, Brooklyn, got Boston, Dallas, you got San Fran, Los Angeles. Then you got my city, Charlotte.
I got you.
Hope is a launch pad. There's power empowering forward. So keep your head up, because after this year, feel like we all need to rise up with our eyes up. It's a new season of the NBA on TNT. Baby.
That was
So
so
what'd you think of that?
good. Oh, that was so good. I love the way they edit every single thing. Any promotional thing they do, it's so good. You know, they just pumps you up for some reason.
Yeah, so when I
All
watched
these
that,
credits.
I was like hella hyped for the season. But,
Right?
like, that's the type of shit that I want to do too. And I don't want to do like the whole global stuff. I don't even know what that is that you're even talking about.
It's more
but-
like logistics, but yeah.
Yeah, but like I actually want to get into like stuff like that.
I think you
It's really
should. You should. You should. I could see you living in New York. I could see you with your
Yeah,
your
we'll end up in New York together.
Supreme uniform, and then
Bro, this whole Supreme thing is just like a phase that everyone goes through. I don't think people grow up to wear Supreme their entire adult lives. I think once I'm like
wait.
25, I'll get into like the more high end stuff.
Oh, okay.
Stuff that you can afford with your TikTok revenue. So
Oh gosh, I don't know about that. I don't have the creator fund just yet, but I don't know. We'll see. No. I think Supreme you spend so much money on it already that I think you're going to have to be able to live with it and wear it the rest of your life.
a good amount.
Yeah.
It was just because I never had it back when everyone else did. So
Right.
now that I actually have money, and I'm very grateful for that, I just decided to splurge one time, and now I have a lifetime supply of Supreme. Which
You really do. You really do. But that's great. That's great.
that's off topic, but yeah,
Okay.
the whole NBA thing. I think that content creation. I feel like when I look at that, I think of you. So
Really? Do you actually?
that's like the type of edit that you would kind of make too. I feel like so.
Definitely something. Yeah. Once my editing improves, but it's something I definitely want to get into.
Super cool. So I saw in the video there were some players in there. Were any of them players that you actually are a fan of?
Yeah, of course.
Let's get into that a little bit. First of all, what's your favorite team?
Golden State Warriors. And I know people are gonna give me shit about that, but listen, my family's from California, so it's always either been the Warriors or the Lakers. And my dad has like a Laker shrine in the basement, which I would show you, but it's all the way down there. But yeah.
You can send me a picture of it.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of it and just like insert it right now. I always wanted to do that.
That's so corny. I didn't even ask you to do that. All right, cool. We'll leave it there. Did you like the Warriors before they did well?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. No.
So you liked
Like-
them when they became a 73-9 team.
I liked them when they lost. The same year that they lost the championships between Toronto.
Oh, that's wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. And I've stayed with them since because, gotta stay loyal.
So I'm assuming
but-
your favorite player is Kevon Looney. You said.
Yeah. He sure is. He sure is.
You told me that freshman year, and I could
Yeah,
not
okay,
hold back
wait.
a laugh because I was like, "What?" I was like, "What the hell?"
Let me explain this. All right. So freshman year, was it freshman year? No, it was sophomore year when I started getting into basketball. Jackie was like, "Hey, who's your favorite player?" And I don't want to be that bitch. She was so like cliche and say, "Oh, it was Steph Curry." Everyone's favorite player is Steph Curry, right? And so like at the time, like I am so afraid, and him and I have had a really huge argument and fight about this. I hate being called a bandwagoner.
Oh,
I hate
yeah.
being called a bandwagoner. And I know I can understand why people could assume that, but it's not my situation. And so, for people not to perceive me that way,
What makes it not true? What makes it not true?
Well, I think that a bandwagoner just follows, like, switches whoever team's winning. Like, that's their
Based
favorite
on
team.
yeah. So
Right.
your favorite
And
teams happen to be the ones that have
my favorite
done well.
team was the team that got me into basketball, okay? Because my dad would have it on TV every time one of their games goes up. And so, of course, if you see it every single day, then you continue to watch it and you don't know much about the sport, then you're going to latch on to whatever first team you see, whatever first team you see people support, which was my dad, was for the Warriors. And so, but bandwagoner, in my opinion, is someone who, likes a team just because they're winning, which I guess could be quite similar to my situation. But actually, no, I didn't like them just because they were winning. I liked them because, well, they were performing really well at the time, but also that's the only team I was really exposed to because my family, they're not from Canada. They don't care about Canada really, right? And so, my grandmother, for example, huge bandwagoner, and I don't blame her because she's a 90-year-old woman. But
your grandmother is a bad bandwagoner. You're saying?
Yes, she only likes whatever teams are winning at the time. So it was like Houston. No, she used to like the Bulls, but then that was a long time ago. Obviously,
Derrick Rose Bulls or Michael Jordan Bulls?
Michael Jordan's. She's old. Okay. She's 90.
Okay. Yeah. My bad.
She's 90. Okay. And then she switches on and off from Lakers to Warriors on what her favorite team is, right? But even though they had a really shitty season that wasn't really finished last year, I still stuck with them, and you were the one who introduced me to like those NBA live streams that I watch at my dorm, and like I get like these really like fake virus like ads pop up, but then it's worth it to watch the game. And so, like I had one for like if there's like any Christian singles around. That was so weird. Anyways, so I'd watch that really late at night because since all the games are in California, it's like 3 hours ahead here. And then so they're my favorite team. They still are. I think they just need to get, well, at the time their problem was that they weren't a very young team, but now they have new young players, and I think that they'll have a better year this season, I hope.
Wow. The words of a true sports analyst. Do you hear yourself? You sound like you know all the technicals of.
Stop being sarcastic.
What do you mean? No, you sound like you have very, very good knowledge of the sport of basketball, and I'm just sitting here just listening.
Well, thank you.
No, you should really listen to yourself. You know all the terminology, everything. But you said who's your favorite player again? Kevon Looney, or is it?
No, I didn't finish that story. Okay, so I said Kevon Looney because I didn't want him to think I was a bandwagoner, and then Kevon Looney. Like, you could have chosen Klay Thompson, but you decided to choose a person that averaged like 2 points, you know why?
Like 500 high fives, 200 claps per game. Like,
I know it was only because like no one really knew about him. I thought like, oh, if she chose a player that we don't know much, then maybe she really is a fan. But then I realized that shouldn't be how I prevail my genuineness as a fan. So then that was just a funny story. Yeah, Kevin Looney's not my favorite player. Case closed. But I don't think he's a bad player. He's not the best. But my favorite player is actually not on Golden State Warriors. He's on the Lakers, and and I think you know who it is.
Okay,
yeah. I think you know who it is.
It's no, I actually don't know who it is. Anthony Davis?
One of them, but come on.
It's not actually him. It's not actually him.
It is.
Why is he your favorite player?
He's so promising.
You never told me he was your favorite player.
Yes, I did. I literally did. Okay, Anthony Davis. AD is definitely one of my favorite players. Like, but I think that I see so much potential. I like AC more because he came from the G League and he really, proved himself to be. What are you? Can you get up, sir? Can you not do that? I think that
this is even worse than Kevon Looney.
It's not. It's not. ASC's actually scoring. Did you see all those dunks he's made before? Do you see his? Okay, no, we're gonna look at the statistics right
You
now.
only like him because you find him attractive. That's it.
That's not.
it.
Oh, can you?
And he's not even attractive. He's literally bald.
Can you?
What?
Jackie, can
You never
not
told me he was your
include
favorite
that?
player. I'm just like baffled
Jackie,
right now.
why do you think I asked you for all that merchandise? Why do you think I asked you to buy me those
Because you thought he
t-shirts
was
from him?
cute. I didn't think he was
No.
like actually like your favorite player.
No. Can you not include that, by the way? They're really gonna think I'm not a real fan.
Okay, whatever. Okay. Alex
Okay.
Caruso is a very promising young player.
Wait, can we try that again? Can you just ask me who
Try
my favorite
what
player is
again? No,
and
we're not
just-
trying anything. No, this is it. Like, you gotta go get dinner.
Okay.
Like, I'm not trying to redo this
Okay,
conversation.
okay. So, okay, but I guess no. Okay, my top 2 favorite players are AC and AD. I'll just leave it at that.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we
I
have
think
a global superstar, and then we have a bald, apparently good looking bench
No.
player. Okay.
No, he's not a bench player. He's literally not. Why do you think he got re-signed with the Lakers? Why?
Because
Okay,
he's a good leader for the B team. Okay, but that's beside the point. So the Warriors were your favorite team, and now the Lakers are your favorite team.
The Lakers are my favorite team. Like, for example, your favorite team's the Celtics, but your favorite player is Russell Westbrook, who's not playing for the Celtics. Exactly like that.
I think those are two different situations we've got going.
How
on.
are they
But that's on that.
situations?
We can just this could be
Listen,
continue
okay,
for another day.
Listen, no, Jackie, listen. If AC was like butt ugly, then he'd still be one of my favorite players. Okay.
I mean, he is but ugly.
He's not a bum. He's literally not a bum.
Okay, we can continue this. We can continue this another day.
No, I'm mad. Now people are probably gonna think
No.
you're gonna edit that shit out.
Okay, I'll make this clear. Leah, you are a true basketball fan who actually wants to work for the league, which is a very respectable goal. Okay, and there's nothing I can say to prove otherwise. I think you've already established yourself as someone who has knowledge about the sport, and all the reasons that you support the Warriors and the Lakers are very valid. They're just as valid as my reasons for liking the Celtics and Russell Westbrook. So I respect your opinion. I respect how you feel about these teams and these players.
Thank you.
Was that good
I
enough?
appreciate that. You know, I just wish it sounded more genuine, but that's fine.
I'm not even gonna curse. That was so genuine.
Okay.
And
no, I believe you. I'm joking. I believe you.
We have literally gotten into arguments about this. You stopped talking to me for like 5 days because of this exact topic. So
because
I don't know how else to prove myself.
If there's anything I hate the most is people think I like a player just because he's cute or just because they're winning. Okay, that's not the case. Sorry, I'm not gonna yell. And you're gonna edit this out because I don't want this in there.
No, I don't want to edit it out. No, we're keeping it. It's fine. No one. The whole takeaway of this video or this podcast is your TikTok stuff. So this is just like extra.
Yeah, but see now when you say something I disagree with when it comes to basketball, then I get really passionate about my
exactly, and I think this passion is coming out right now. So you're doing a fantastic job, and it's my duty to ask the hard-hitting, difficult questions. So
okay,
I think you're doing a fantastic job.
All right, let's move on before I try to fight you again.
Okay, so we've got the Lakers and Warriors. We got Anthony Davis and Alex Caruso. Onward. So by the time this is going to be published, it'll be New Year's Eve, December 31st, in one of the worst or one of the most, I don't know, one of the most interesting years that we'll ever live. So do you believe in New Year's resolutions, or are you one of those people that likes to start now?
No, resolutions. You can start now from a resolution. You know, like, for example, if I want, my resolution is to be more consistent with YouTube, and I can start right now and just do it, you know?
I just feel like there's so many people out there. It could be October and they're like, oh, but it's 2020. It's been a rough year for everyone. I'll just push this aspiration when 2021 starts.
Right. Is that how you feel?
I don't think so. I mean,
Hmm.
I could have easily recorded this whole thing in January, but here we are. So
You know, it's a new year, it's a new clean slate, and however people want to approach it, it's totally up to them, and it's reasonable.
it has been a difficult year for everyone, which is why I especially admire the people that have been able to, work on their goals during this pandemic. I think it's brought a lot of free time for a lot of people as we're all sort of staying home and staying safe as much as we can. So, I think this whole TikTok thing was also one of those opportunities that you had, right, while you were home.
Yeah, it was. It was. I mean, yeah, what else what else would I do with my time? Other than, just like going on this app and, looking at a bunch of funny videos. But yeah, no, that definitely, if it weren't for quarantine, then none of this TikTok thing would have happened.
Right. So, what are your thoughts on just this whole year in general? And what do you hope for in 2021?
2020 was, I think it was like a given. It was good, but also terrible. Besides the fact that it was terrible because of the pandemic and just, with George Floyd and, the whole like death row situation with Brandon. It was a
Yep.
sucky year, super, super sucky. And however, I think more towards, the end of the year, we start to see people actually taking charge and trying to flip whatever negativities had, been produced from this year. And I think that's the right direction forward. So, for 2021, I'm more hopeful, but I'm also really thankful for all the stuff I've learned in the year 2020 because I think I grew up a lot in the, compared to January to now. And I've really just, realized what my problems were in the sense where stuff I can improve on and all. But so long story short, I'm just excited for 2021 and what it brings. And I feel like we're heading into this year with a really, really good start.
I think so too. The whole political stuff and the racial injustice stuff, I think it's very important to remember. And it's also a good way for us to, remain motivated to continue to push for equality and all those things. I think it's one of those things that people often post a lot on their Instagram stories, and then a month or two later, they just forget. So it's important to remain active in the community and continue to work. One of the takeaways for me, on top of all that stuff, has just been the passing of Kobe Bryant. I just remember
gosh, yeah.
January 26th, I remember hearing the news. And this was also like the start of 2020. So just hearing that, and as someone who grew up watching Kobe and rooting against him, I was, even someone like me who always hated him as a kid, I
Jackie, you're
cried.
frozen.
Huh?
You were frozen for a second.
I was frozen?
Yeah.
Oh no, it says my connection's unstable. I gotta say that again.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, like as I was saying, when I heard the news as someone who grew up rooting against him and absolutely hating him, I actually cried.
Still unstable.
Why? The fuck?
Wow, it's not me for once. Do you see this?
It's literally
everyone?
not
It's
you.
not
No,
me.
now I'm sitting here fixing my fucking connection.
My connection usually sucks. Like,
Do I sound
terrible.
stable now?
You sound stable. You sound perfectly fine.
Oh my god. For the third time, as someone who grew up watching Kobe and rooting against him, to hear the news that day, especially like the first month of 2020, I was just like, yo, this is going to be a shitty year. And I was crying a lot when I heard that too.
You were crying? Wow. I was crying too, but like I barely see you cry, so that's surprising.
Yeah, I don't cry that much.
Yeah,
I'll make sure to
doesn't.
show you. I'll make sure to show you when I cry. Do you know any other dudes that cry like that? In front of you?
No.
Why can't I not? What?
Yeah.
Am I
Why is
blurry?
your camera not? Yeah, you're. Oh no, you're fine. You're fine now. You're fine.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I have not seen any other males cry in front of me besides my cousin, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll make sure I show you next time I cry.
Yeah. Yeah. Like FaceTime me right when a tear drops, okay?
I'll be sure to do that.
Okay.
But continuing the story, like I just remember how sad I was to see someone like that pass away at such a young age, especially with his daughter. was like one of the saddest
Yeah,
stories I've ever heard.
I
And
know.
so now going into the next year, I mean, even now and since the passing, I've just always wanted to live by the principles that he set and just the expectations that he set for himself too, not only as an athlete, but as just a hard worker and someone who's always contributing to the community and wanting to do good and just being able to inspire people. So I think it's important to live by, the values that he had for himself and the people around him. And hopefully we enter this year with a new and refreshed just mindset after such a difficult year for everyone.
Kind of said that better myself, Jackie.
Oh, thank you. I'm low key very well spoken, but yeah, thank you. So on that note, I know that Leah has to go grab dinner. She's been really pushing for me to end this as soon as possible. So we've covered a ton of things today, Leah. We've covered your whole TikTok journey, how you've been keeping busy during the coronavirus, your career aspirations, and also just your very vast knowledge of the NBA. So, after everything that we've discussed, is there anything you would like to add and speak to for anyone?
Yes. Going back on how we were talking about like Black Lives Matter and how people just thought of it as a trend, like I just think that if we're going to try to enter 2021 with, a more positive mindset and just like a better year overall, then I think we need to take notice of all of the issues and all of the problems that America itself has faced as a nation. And remember that, just because you post something on your story to fit in with everyone else, that you're not helping the problem. The only way to help the problem is to continue to help it and continue to spread awareness about it and, give it more exposure. You don't even have to donate. You can literally just, support by, watching videos that help raise money and, things like that. So that's something that I really, really want to emphasize for everyone, because, like it's so sad to me that people literally think that the worst parts of this year and how supporting them is an aesthetic or trend to them, which is just so wrong. But I just really hope that people this year are more woke and take more action.
I completely agree with that. I feel like a lot of people will post things on your story only if there's like a nice little design to it, or if only there's like a few words that are easy to consume very quickly.
Right.
But I think that activism is more than just posting a black square. And yeah, hopefully we can continue onward, just continuing the momentum and this whole movement for equality. So I appreciate what you said, and I can't agree with it more myself.
Well, thank you for having me on your wonderful very first podcast, Jackie. I just want
I hope I did a good job. Did I
You did.
ask good enough questions?
I think you did. I just want to tell the audience that Jackie right here is, besides the fact that we fight a lot and, we swear at each other a lot when we hang out, usually me swearing at him, that he is a very good person. And I'm very proud of everything he's done so far in life. And he's one of the most considerate people I know, also one of the most generous people that I know. And so, if, you guys ever go on this podcast with him or whatnot.
If you guys ever need any Christmas presents,
if you
look
need...
no further. Look no further than Jackie. Oh my God! All right, go ahead. I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, don't ruin it. Don't ruin it, or I can retrace what I just said. And so I just want to say that I'm very proud of him, and I know he has a bright future. And again, despite all the disagreements I have with him, I think he's a very good friend, and I'm lucky to have him as a friend. You'll forever be my pal.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't even know what to say to that, but thanks. To know
and
that.
I also want to say thank you for I want to say thank you for buying me that Ice Cube T-shirt. I'll say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up. And
You're welcome.
I wasn't too happy about that purchase, but if it made you happy, that's all that matters.
See, this is why he's such a good friend. He cares about your happiness. Like a good friend should.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're gonna become friends with a girl, make sure she's not a gold digger. Yeah, on that note, I think this was very good, especially for a first episode. I kind of think I did pretty well. But you also did a great job answering the questions, Leah.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think we pretty much covered everything, unless you still have one more thing to add. But
no, if you guys want to, subscribe to my YouTube channel, I would really appreciate it. If you also want to follow me on TikTok, that would be amazing. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for everyone who's watching this, who supported me, especially just through my very humble beginnings on TikTok. But yeah, I want to say thank you, and thank you for watching this podcast. And Jackie's a great host, and yeah.
wow, that was very, very energetic. But yeah, you have to go eat dinner. I have to go use the restroom. So thank you so much for listening to this first episode of Zero Filter. My name is Jackie Tran, and my guest today was Leah Magno. She did a fantastic job. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. And on to the next episode. Thank you.
Bye.